So the Bowery, I moved in 75. I don't remember what month, maybe in the fall, early fall, because I wanted to have my own place, and I walked around to look at lofts, because I lived in a loft and I thought loft living is great. So
you just walked around and you found it?
I think so, yeah. It wasn't an advertisement.
Do you remember how much you paid?
We paid, I shared it with a woman, Jan Rosenfeld, in the beginning for a few years. She took the front and I took the back, and we took the loft, or better, I was enamored, because you open the fire escape and you look out to trees. We were on the fourth floor, yeah. And there was a backyard, sharing it with Elizabeth Street, and then Prince Street at the end. And it was just trees, and it was wonderful. So I thought, I take it. And it was totally raw, the loft. We had to pull out the nails from these little cubby holes. The bums had, I saw it once in a film from the 40s. They slept in little rooms where there was a bed and maybe room to stand, and the walls were 6 feet high.
And this was in the loft?
And the loft was a former hotel, and there was still tiles downstairs where you could see it, and there were still these nails every maybe 3-4 feet apart. So, and then we had to sand it. We schlepped sander upstairs and sanded the whole thing. Then we had to build walls, and I put a drop ceiling in on my, paid for myself $1,500, because you could hear everything upstairs, downstairs. It was terrible. And then, and we had a shower, we had a bathroom, which was separate, but we had a stove, I think, but no refrigerator, and a sink. It was very primitive. And it took years to make it livable, and I always looked for another place, because it wasn't, I didn't invest, it wasn't so nice, and because it wasn't so nice, it was the cat biting its tail, but I stayed there. I never thought.
How long
I stayed
did you
there
stay?
18 years. And Anna grew up there, and Anna was 7 when we moved in. And so Jen was living in the front, and she renovated her space by hand molding the wall with some plaster, the whole. She had 2 big walls. She was an artist, and she painted, I believe. And I had the back, but she always had to come into my space, because there was the kitchen and the bathroom, and over time I resented it, but what could I do? And so upstairs lived 3 young men. One was a photographer, the other one a writer, and downstairs a couple, and then a print shop moved in, Kathy Carraccio, which was very nice. Further down, frame makers. Yeah, so it was mostly artists.
And do you know what's happened to the building now?
When I pass by, it's renovated. I ring a bell, but I never get an answer. I want to go upstairs. There's on the 2nd floor, I think, is a gallery, but only by appointment. So I don't know what it looks like inside. It had a roof. We could go on the roof via the fire escape. We had 5 cats at one time. And
what was it like, the neighborhood? What was it like, the Bowery itself?
It was kind of dangerous. When I came up from Prince Street and turned the Bowery, I looked around and I didn't feel so safe. And sometimes there were bums laying on the street, or I couldn't open the door because there were bums. And the film Dog Day Afternoon, I saw recently the 2nd time, and there is a scene, just a street scene of the corner of Houston, where Polino's or whatever it is, and there was, restaurant equipment, all restaurant equipment, and it's getting less and less. And still some artists are living there. What's his name? 2 artists I know, I think, yeah. And then Joel Forrester, he's a pianist, he lives there still.
And back then, now it's a hip neighborhood, but back then, could you get groceries? Could you? No, there was some kind of co-op was on East 4th Street where I joined, which had mostly grains and some vegetables.
I always belonged to some kind of co-op, I believe. And yeah, Grand Union also, there was the place, or Chinatown.
Bodegas?
On bodegas, yeah, if you need a beer or milk or something packed, but nothing fresh also. No, but it was an interesting time looking back. And
yeah, well, if you look back, do you look back on it mostly fondly, even though it probably was hard?
Yeah, sure, fondly, because I was younger and I had lots of boyfriends, and Anna grew up there, and it was pretty exciting.
And I grew up there too.
Yeah, I found a photo, Yukie, of you. Karin had taken it. I should have brought it.
You have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Send me these
Oh, yeah,
things.
yeah.